Okay, this is echoing horrible because I'm waiting for some feedback. The stream is starting and we have audio. Good, I can turn that off. Right, so this is a Klipsch AW400 outdoor speaker. I found a pair of these in the trash, half submerged in water, but they seem to be working reasonably well, or rather, one of them is this guy works just fine. However, the guy prepped on the bench is lacking a tweeter. So these are pretty cheap speakers. They're about, I believe, $250 brand new, maybe €300 if you buy them here. So they're worth taking a bit of a look at. I can imagine these being warranty returns or something, or they're just old and crappy and the owner wanted to replace them because they're old and crappy. So we're going to try and tear this apart, see if we can perhaps fix it. Someone's saying hi in the chat, hello there. And yeah, that's the plan. Well, there is no plan. So the picture I saw on the internet has it coming apart from the front. There are no obvious screws on the back, so for the tripod mounts. So we probably need to figure out a way to pry this open. And yes, hello to you, Craig Nearing, my beloved viewer. Oh, I have 10 people showing up. That's crazy, since I have been doing one of these for so long. Generally, when you're not active, YouTube basically discards you. I think there's basically only one way to get inside these, and that's with violence. And yeah, this front grille is kind of prying open. I'm not at all concerned with the aesthetics of these, because they're already in rather worn, tattered condition. And this one's, well, broken. I'm probably not going to bother buying a new driver for this if it's completely beyond salvage. But I'm hoping that's going to be some other issue. Could be wiring. It's probably just a blown tweeter, really, since these seem to have led such a hard life. But you never know. It's worth taking the chance. That's why we do the trash picks. Come on, potty cam. We are making progress. Ever so slowly. So in other news, blogging ahoy, I'm basically just getting ready to renovate a part of a house that's hopefully going to become the workshop in the near future. So I'm going to be pretty much gone from YouTube for another while. I have about 1 million videos recorded, ready for editing, but I don't have time to do them. Come on. Now getting somewhere. Pop goes for Klipsch. Right, so there is our speaker, and the woofer works fine. It's a sealed system, which you would expect since it's for outdoor use, and it actually looks like a rather basic tweet. Actually, it doesn't look like a fancy horn special. So maybe this can actually be replaced by just some random tweeter with suitable mounts. But these are some like it Torx 20 maybe screws, which I have over here. Let's see, I'm betting Torx 20, it's going to be 25. Nope, Torx 20. And let's see what we have. I don't have a drill in here, shame. It's going to take forever. the woofers on these actually sound pretty good. They sound larger than life, so to speak. I was quite impressed with the one that worked. So I'm happy I picked them out of the trash just for that one working speaker. I mean, these are supposedly weatherproof, and by the look of it, I'd wager these survive quite well. These have obviously been used either outside or in some kind of workshop environment. One of them has a bunch of like polyurethane foam stuck to it. Corporal Clegg asks, clipping amplifier could have burned over tweeter. Yes, that is a distinct possibility. Since these sound good, they sound big and bassy, I would not put it beyond an like normal end user to just turn it up way too high because they sound like big speakers, and blow them by using some trashy home theatre thing to power them. Brooke Robertson says, looks like a good wee set of speakers. Yeah, they sound pretty good when they work. If you're just joining us, this guy has a blown tweeter. That's why we're taking it apart. The other guy, which is lying there, is in good working order. But of course, oh wow, listen to that. That's some pretty good tolerances there. Good on Klipsch. Actually sucking a bit of a vacuum taking this apart. Let's see. There we go. We are inside. Now that looks pretty cheap. Well, that looks quite cheap. Oh, we have some damage to a gasket. A thick piece of foam. And a pretty decent looking crossover. Not seeing a fuse there though. Although we do have a resistor which could also be burnt depending on how it's configured. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is just note the orientation of the wires. And I do have a giant blue marker suitable for marking out the blue wire on that side. And I'll just disconnect this and plug that straight into the amplifier. If that doesn't make a sound, then the tweeter's obviously kapoofed. And we could probably try taking it apart, see what happens. Screw taking that apart further. Let's get some clips. And I need some adapters to extend my banana plug reach. So the only audio I have available right now is the audio from this PC, which should be just speech. So we'll turn the bass down to as low as it'll go. So speaker on and clip on here. See if we get any sign of life. I think this is probably entirely dead. Here we go. Yeah, that's not making any noise at all. So if we measure that, I bet it's going to be infinite impedance burned out, destroyed, voice coil in that. I don't have a multimeter here. Well, I do have a crappy multimeter, but do I have any probes? I do have probes. And a million other things which are trying to get out of my box. Hey, it works. Well, that's surprising, actually. These Mastec ones are a bit crappy, at least for ones I have. It does work. 200 ohms. This is gonna be nothing. Nowhere. 20 megs. Completely open circuit. So yeah, no surprises there. Blown tweeter. The question is, can we do anything about that? Let's mark out the green wire on this thing as well. GRNWHT. And yeah, we know where the other one goes. Let's just separate this from the crossover. Maybe you can even buy the tweeter as a spare part. They could be relatively cheap depending on what Klipsch, how much profit Klipsch feels like grabbing out a spare part. But I'm probably challenging my luck there. Thomas XT25 asks, how old are these? I have no idea. I don't think the serial number gives us any clues. No, not really. Probably like 10-15 years, something like that. They're still an active model. So maybe not all that old. They could be. They could be relatively new actually. This is completely glued in there. Completely. Yeah, we're gonna have to take the whole horn assembly apart. And I need a drill driver for this. Live screwing. Brooke Robertson says, now you have an excuse to upgrade the tweeters and it's a cheap fix. Yeah, but knowing Klipsch, these are probably actually quite decent. Again, the working speaker sounds just fine. Nothing wrong with it. I don't mind the sound signature of these as they stand. And trying to upgrade what's actually already a decent looking horn loaded tweeter is probably a bit of a silly effort. I don't think we're going to achieve anything better. I mean, these are Klipsch speakers. Klipsch is a decent brand. Final screw. Tiago Guimares says, hey, Cossack. Hello, Tiago Guimares. There we go, that's a tweeter. So, this is full of garbage. It's hot. No, it's siliconed in. That's not hot glue. So we can just rip this apart using brute force. There we go. That's cute. There is our driver. So let's just. Well, we've got good access to the wiring there. If we're lucky, that's just burnt or broken right there. So let's just dig into this thing since it's toast anyway. I'm gonna need some tweezers. Tweezers for tweezing all this weatherproofing silicone out. Let's see what we got. There's some very fine windings going in there. Very fine indeed. Oh, that's not done you any favours. Let's get some more light. There you go. So we can kind of access the wires there for measuring to see if it's fine right by the point where they enter into the diaphragm. But I'm going to have to get rid of this silicone goop, silicone, whatever it might be. This thing's full of dirt in there. Full of dirt. By getting rid of the dirt, we might be able to better tell if there's any obvious burning right around the voice coil. But I can't talk today. Voice coil. It does look pretty good to the naked eye. It's not obviously charred. There are so many modes of failure on a tweeter though, so you never know. Yeah, it's not obviously charred. Curious feature, there's a hole in the middle of it. No idea what that's for. Well, it's obviously for pressure equalization since this is going to be so sealed, but it's not obvious. Johnny Mnemonic says, can you say Gucci Gang 3 times? Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. What's what you'd say? Not much. Alright, let's... So yeah, we're going to have to get rid of most of the silicone so that we can access to melt the enamel on the wire right where it enters the diaphragm, and then we can measure the impedance there. If it measures fine right at the diaphragm, we can just basically solder a new wire onto that and be on our way. But I think it's probably completely destroyed. This silicone stuff is really annoying. It's not coming without a fight. I don't like sticking my soldering iron into this silicone because it tends to form. This is full of water. There's water coming out of this. Sticking a soldering iron into silicone tends to kind of make it melt and make basically an unsolderable surface form literally everywhere, making the entire endeavour pointless. Man, this is annoying. There's a lot of water in here. That's probably not a good thing. We can kind of lift the skirt of that diaphragm there. That's good. Perhaps we can even lift the whole diaphragm assembly out with a bit of... Oh yeah, the diaphragm assembly is attached in with a silicone. So we can basically just, yeah, we can get our tweezers in underneath there. Probably cut it out. This could have been installed on like a boat or something, which, oh god, those wires are so fragile, which could explain, some damage. There's a lot of water in here. This has been lying out in the rain, facing up for a while. This silicone is... Gah. This is like watching paint dry by having a man blow at it. wires are clearly well attached to the solder point, because I can load them down gently and they're not coming off. So we probably don't have a wire failure right here. We probably have a failure either. Well, actually it's going to be a coil failure without a doubt, since I can feel the wires being well attached in both ends. So we really have to get this tweeter apart. The silicone is so hardcore, it does not want to give. Oh, there's horrible burnt choke smell coming out of that. There we go, it's kind of giving. There's literally dripping water out of this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing's completely fucked. I'm pretty sure this tweeter is never going to tweet again. But we'll keep taking it apart. There we go. I'm not doing this thing any favours. Come on. I think it's coming apart. I think we have a decent thing going on the adhesive. I'm mostly just breaking inside to see the failure mode, but at this point I don't think we're going to be able to at all fix it. It's full of water and smells like burnt speaker, you know. These are two things you don't want in your speaker. Like, one of them is enough to make it no good. In my opinion, anyway. You guys need to come slightly over here. Almost done. Almost all the way around. There's more water. Water everywhere. Cluck, cluck, cluck. So at this point we can be quite confident. Oh, there we go. That Klipsch tweeters aren't quite waterproof. Oh god. Oh god. It's full of rust. It's completely rusted. Wow, this thing is completely destroyed. Oh wow. Let's just give you guys the telemacro. Zoom. Start. Boosh. I think this ought to be usable. There we go. Look at that coil gap. Ugh. And the choke itself is completely black and horrible. I'm going to need some exposure for this. Ugh. Yeah, I think that's burning rather. Or it's just like black goo. Ugh. Looks like something from a horror flick. Yuck. That's like burnt enamel. Burnt wet enamel. It's not even copper brown, it's rust brown. Ugh. Focus. Yeah, this is gory. Ha! Wow. Completely and utterly destroyed. Come on, focus. There's pieces coming off. Or maybe that's like algae living in there. There we have a slight, tiny bit of copper showing. But the main point of failure is probably that right there. But let's... Oh, yeah. That looks so bad. Ugh. There's like something living in there. Maybe this is actually intended to be filled with some kind of waterproofing gel. Or maybe this is just like burnt wet enamel coating. There's so much of this brain stuff that I almost think it's supposed to be there. You know, the way it moves, it just feels kind of silicone-y. It just smells of burnt voice coil. Ah, this is so horrible. Well, let's wash it down with a bit of isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip and see how it looks underneath all the goo and horror. Oh dear, that's completely out of frame. There you go. Yeah, this is burnt. There's a bit of copper winding sticking out there. So that's a break. That's another break. Perhaps that's just the other end of it. Maybe we can fix that. Like, I would like to try and just fix this for the sake of fixing it. It's probably never going back together to actually sound anywhere near good. I couldn't possibly align this voice coil well enough. Are you going to be out of focus? No. But if there's just one break, we could try and fix it just for the hell of it, maybe. But it really does look as if it's just kind of burnt and shorted together because all the enamel's gone black. And it's full of goo. Do we have like continuity anywhere on this thing? Like if I measure between this thing and over here, I have a watery mess. Are we gonna get anything? I know you can't quite see the meter. You'll just have to trust me. Not getting anything. Yeah, not getting anything anywhere, so I think we have several breaks in this wire. Let's see what happens if we just take this and like rip it out, and this and rip it out. And now we take these, twist them together ever so slightly, and put a bunch of solder on there. Like that would confirm whether or not we have additional breaks in the winding. Again, this is just academic really. We are not going to fix this speaker to any kind of working order. Perhaps we can make it produce some kind of horrible chirping noise with enough effort. Maybe? Maybe not. Where's my solder? Where is my solder? Probably want to find stuff. Let's just goof these together. Come on. We have to burn some of the enamel off. I think we managed that. Let's have those are somewhat attached, so if we're lucky we're actually going to have continuity between the connection points on the tweeter now, but we don't. Maybe I didn't get them right. Let's just add a bit more tin. Yeah, that's not working at all. The enamel is just charring, it's not melting away like it does on more well-behaved wire. There we go, got one of them tinned. We can just kind of rip all the charred remains of that enamel coating with tweezers. Yeah, I think we don't do copper now. Come on. You can take tin. That might be tinned actually. Okay, let's try again. These are sticking together, but it could just be through melted enamel. Possibly because we're not getting continuity. Then again, we're not getting continuity anywhere, because I think this meter might be completely non-working. That's going to make our lives easier if we actually have a working meter. There we go. Now we're actually getting continuity on the meter. Right, that's going to improve our chances. Come on. But we still have no continuity through the tweeter. Because these wires, are they not soldered properly yet? Perhaps not. I just ripped a bit off there. I think I pretty much need to scratch the coating off with the tweezers before trying to tin them like cock. I think we might have a tiny bit of copper on that. Someone said test one side at a time. Nah, boring. Also very difficult since it's almost impossible to probe these. Oh yeah, now both ends are actually tinned. So if we can bring them together and bathe them in tin while applying heat, we ought to be able to bridge the gap. That's some kind of connection, maybe? Come on. Nah. Let me guess, I failed. Yeah, I did fail. This is quite difficult doing with a naked eye. These wires are quite tiny. Quite tiny indeed. Or I'm soldering them right and they're just broken in places I haven't yet seen. Oh man, I keep ripping that one off. Let's give it another go. They are difficult to tin. Now they are so tiny. Of the surface area you have available for a solder joint isn't quite sufficient. Let's try just to twist them together. Like so. Now they are twisted together. Now I didn't scratch them beforehand because I keep breaking them. But I'll just add a shit ton of heat and solder. And maybe, just maybe, it'll stick. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. And I just broke one of the wires again. This is not going well. This is not going well. We're almost out of wire. I'm gonna give up soon enough. But I am stubborn to a fault. We did clearly manage to tin one of the wires, but not the other. Now they are very slightly twisted together, so we can try soldering once more. Did we get it that time, or was that just more burnt enamel? I'm not sure. Let's try it yet again. Nah, no connection. If we measure from there to there, No connection. From there to there. No connection, but there's probably so much oxidation going on there. It's just not gonna happen. They are soldered now though. That's sticking together way too well to just be a burnt enamel. So we have more than one break in this voice coil. And I just ripped it clean off of the mounting bracket. But no connection to right of a wire either. Yeah, this thing's trash. It is garbage. Complete and utter garbage. I wonder, do I have a part number of this tweeter? I wonder if you can get one of these tweeter assemblies complete off of eBay or something. God, that's going the wrong way. Let's just do a quick search. eBay.com. Wow, that's a flattering angle. AW400 tweeter. And it seems people are just selling a complete speaker pretty cheaply because it's a cheap speaker. AW400 tweeter. Tweeter. Hey, helps if you spell it correctly. But nope. And just Google AW400 tweeter. Seems that we are basically out of luck. Does this number on the back mean anything? 0219. Klipsch 0219. Nope. So I think we are pretty much done with this. I can't easily source another tweeter. We have one working speaker, one completely wrecked speaker with a broken weather sealing and an incomplete cabinet assembly since this thing is such garbage and the tweeter is an integral part of sealing the cabinet. We can just pop that back in there, kind of poke it. Can we kind of seal this up? Yeah, this is not going to seal very well. Maybe actually. If we just kind of jam it on there, we'll be able to reassemble the speaker as a one-way speaker for the time being. Maybe I can get my hands on another one of these in the future. I see them in the trash every now and then. Usually they're in such poor condition I don't bother grabbing them, because these live outdoors. So yeah, rip forever, little Klipsch speaker. You were worth a try. It's not impossible to retrofit some other kind of speaker in here, but I'm not going to bother. At least not now, I don't have any suitable. Replacements? People in the chat are going F. They are paying their respects. These are cute little plastic horns, though. Cute little speakers in general. I didn't mind these at all. I mean, decent build quality, good fit and finish of the cabinets. The woofers are, they feel good. They are completely plastic fronts with a sealed rubber surround. I didn't mind these. I didn't mind these at all. Except, well, this tweet is gotten completely soaked. But it's been lying face up in the rain, so yeah, that's not Klipsch's fault. You're not supposed to install them that way. So yeah, not just to not give you guys completely blue balls, let's just play a few seconds of copyright-free music on the working one, so that you get to hear how it would have sounded had we managed to fix this. I'm just going to have to load up my copyright-free playlist, and I need to mute OBS Studio, else everything is going to be horrible. Where is my copyright-free music? How do I add a playlist in this player? Now I managed to make the player completely disappear. Oh god. New playlist. I should probably have loaded this up beforehand, but that's too much work, oh god. That's not where I want to go. I want to go there and into that folder, and this is incredibly entertaining. Where the hell do I store my copyright-free music? There we go. Licensed. Click. Okay. I had no idea what this is. Some track by Comet Player. Let's turn it up. There you go. Yeah. That doesn't sound too bad at all. Very good dispersion. So there you go. I generally don't mind these speakers at all. They sound good. Shame one of them is completely destroyed. But at least we now know that for certain, and we don't need to speculate. And with that, I'm going to have to end this stream, so I will thank you for watching on it. Let's have a look at the chat first, because I haven't for a while. And the chat doesn't seem to be saying much, so yeah, I will end this now. Make sure you enjoy yourself. Bye.